I'm Luke Bronson, hockey coach, businessman, and actor. Yeah, I've been on reality TV, but that's drama for show. What's happening in D.C. is real drama with real consequences, and the stakes couldn't be higher. I'm not here to play politics. I'm running to get Congress working for the people again.
All right, reality TV alum like Luke Gulbranson is trading TV drama, as you heard him say, for political drama, or trying to. He's running for Congress as a Democrat in Minnesota's 8th District. If he bests the 4 other Dems running for that seat, he would then have to unseat a 4-term Republican Congressman, Pete Stauber. Gulbranson is not the first reality TV star to enter politics. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy was on MTV's The Real World. I remember that before we went to Congress. And then, of course, there's the president who headlined The Apprentice before making his way to the White House. Luke Gulbranson is with us. Luke, good to have you.
Hi, Katie. Thanks for having me. It's nice to see you.
I have to say, I'm a big fan of Summer House, so I was very surprised to find out that you were running for Congress. I think you laid it out pretty well in your announcement video. But tell us here, why do you think you can make a difference?
Well, it's interesting you're a fan of the show because maybe what you don't know about me is life was hard for me. I grew up, I was a welfare kid. Food stamps, unfortunately, powdered milk. We didn't have corner stores like Donald Trump doesn't know about, but we did have a local 7-Eleven I'd have to go to and use food stamps sometimes. But, fuel assistance, I faced a lot of adversity growing up. Life wasn't that easy for me. And, right now with the way things are being run in northern Minnesota and across our country, I feel like people that, they're doing the best they can to get by. It's being set up to make life harder for them. We're giving tax breaks to the top 1%, just as an example. So those are some of the reasons I'm running. Obviously, things are relative to my childhood, but I have a lot of fight in me, I think, because of that and the adversity I faced. And I'm ready to fight for the people in northern Minnesota for the right reasons.
Why do you think Luke Stauber is failing your community?
Well, so Pete ran. He's been running, in 2000.
Sorry, Pete. My
it's
bad.
Okay. It's okay. So, Pete ran, he ran on being an independent voice for the people. He ran on making sure that he was going to protect Social Security and healthcare for the people here in northern Minnesota. And, people here are struggling. Medicaid, Medicare with the cuts there. People have to decide what bill they can't pay this month so they can afford their co-pays and their prescription medication, which is absolutely ridiculous. Completely goes against the bag of lies that he sold them when he was running in 2018. And the independent voice thing, I just want to use this as an example. Donald Trump has talked about and ran a campaign on keeping U.S. steel domestic and putting tariffs on foreign steel. Donald Trump, recently is getting gifted foreign steel for his ballroom at the White House. And when you have an independent voice, why isn't Pete Stauber screaming from the rooftops and fighting for the people he represents in the unions here in northern Minnesota? He doesn't do that. He's dropping the ball. They both sold them a bag of lies, and now we're in the situation we're in currently, and I want to change that.
What's your take on the war with Iran?
Wow, the reckless war with Iran. Well, for one, we didn't use Congress to go to war. We've been in this war, and every day there's a different reason why we've been there. I'm just as confused as some of the people in our country as Donald Trump says every day with coming up with something new. But I will say that, we're in this war and we're spending billions of dollars on it while we're making cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, here to our education, and to other areas of everyday, the cost of living, everyday needs for the people in our own country. And, we had to make all these cuts because we didn't have this money, but we have billions of dollars to spend on a war. And I think it's ridiculous, and we shouldn't be in it.
Here in Minnesota, ICE made a big show in Minnesota earlier this year, end of last year. What's your position on immigration?
Well, I do think that ICE is, sorry for the dinging, but, ICE doesn't even meet the standards of the law enforcement and the training that we have that works in the communities within our country, right? And this is a broken agency that needs a complete overhaul. separating children from families, people being murdered in our streets, and nobody's above the law. It needs a complete overhaul, and it needs to be done right. I mean, our law enforcement have extensive training that's 22 weeks and beyond, and right now we're running 8 weeks for ICE agents, and they want to cut that. So it needs a complete overhaul.
Washington is a tough place. I think it probably has some decent parallels to reality TV. How do you compromise? I mean, Americans really want to see people get things done in Washington. That has not happened in recent memory. They just don't compromise. How do you go to the Capitol and find a way to work with people that you vehemently disagree with?
Well, and I think that's the problem is we're not getting things done in Congress. We need to get back to that. The people in our country are suffering because of it. And the people on both sides are a lot closer on the key issues within our country. And it's time for people to stop playing to the president, stop playing to their parties, and start working for the people that they represent. And that's what I intend to do.
All right. One last question. I have to ask it. You know what it's going to be.
Okay.
Whose side are you on? Is it Sierra? Amanda? What's your take?
That's so funny. Listen, I'm going to give you an answer. I haven't been answering this very much, but listen, Sierra is an extremely independent and strong woman. She's created a really great life for herself. She's flourishing and doing well. I think she's going to prosper after all this. And Amanda, she deserves to be happy. And she seems to be happy. And I did touch base with Kyle, and Kyle seems to be doing all right too. I'm sure things affect people and they have some emotions, but at the end of the day, they all seem to be doing all right. So as long as they're all happy, I'm happy for them and supportive of them, and I'm good friends with them.
That's a decent diplomatic answer.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good luck out there.